Good morning. We got a busy day today. So first thing we're going to do is help Dad get stuff ready to go spray. He's going to try and finish spraying all the corn pre-emerge herbicide or early post at this point. So we got to help him get shuttles unloaded off of this trailer, get the tender truck loaded up, get it moved to where it needs to be, all those good things. All right, we've got our tender truck all loaded up. We are full of water, and we've got the 2 chemical shuttles, our Storin and our atrazine that we're using for corn herbicide. I'm going to take it down to those fields. Dad's going to pick me up in the pickup. We're going to look at them. We're wondering if we need to spray or add some glyphosate. There's some volunteer wheat. I don't know if there's much else to make it worth dealing with that or not, because we'll have to put it in the back of a truck or something. I don't know how we get it there. We only have room for 2 shuttles on our tender here, so we're gonna go look at it and we'll see. He's got the sprayer loaded up. There's 86 acres on the way that he's gonna hit on the way to these fields, and then do these 220 and then load up and hit the last couple fields on his way back, or I don't know. We're gonna finish the corn today, so we're gonna help him get moved to start. Yeah, buddy, look at how beautiful this corn is. These were the first fields we planted, so this is the biggest corn that we've got, and it looks really good. Looks really good. We have a second leaf collar, so we're V2 corn. Got a little water on here. We get a shower overnight? That can't be all dew, is it? Maybe. I don't know, but it looks pretty good. Well, we made it back over here to the farm. There's a couple of those fields that are worse than others as far as how much grass and weeds are growing in them. So Dad's gonna take a few gallons of Roundup over to just throw it in on those fields. Get everything he needs for that. He should be good. I'm gonna get that gooseneck trailer unhooked, and then we're gonna jump in the field cultivator. Last field of the year with the field cultivator. It's still way too wet down there. We're gonna see what we can get. There's the ruts from the car that went in the road, or in the field. We're gonna get what we can and not get stuck. That's the goal. So all of this was underwater. I mean, the whole field was underwater at one point, but most of this had water on it for 2 months, month and a half at least. And you can see it's a small area over there that's still wet, and then it kind of comes over there. So we should be okay here. It's still a little damp on top. This isn't ideal, but we're not gonna get stuck here. If we tried going through that, we would get stuck. Okay, most of this field's working up okay. It's probably all wetter than what I would like it to be, and if it was, you know, April and we had ground conditions like this, we wouldn't be out here. But today is May 27th, 8th, 27th, and I want to get the corn planter unhooked so we can start side dressing corn, and I don't want to hook it back up, so it's time to just have this done. This field's a little different than everything else because of the fact that it's floods, it's underwater all the time. It actually is pretty productive because when it floods, all the sediment settles out, and we've got all that erosion people complain about because it's eroding topsoil and, you know, not on your fields anymore. Yeah, it's in my field. It's right here. And so it's pretty productive ground if you can get it to grow a crop. And if we keep getting some more erosion from all the people upstream and upriver from us, eventually we'll get enough dirt this won't flood so much anymore. Right? Something like that. Anyway, we're finishing up the point here, and then we're gonna go get a corn planter. All right, well, it doesn't take long to do 12 acres. We got most of it. Let's look at our map here. Not that map. Come on, how do I get the right map? Here, this button. There. And I think when we plant, I can make a pass along this river, but there was no real way for me to turn around back there with the field cultivator and packers, so I don't know. What does it say we did? It says we did 15 acres, but there's a lot of overlap, so we'll see what we get planted. Okay, we're gonna run this packer, the field cultivator and packer, back to the farm. I'll have Xander start cleaning stuff up, get the packer unhooked, and then we'll work on the field cultivator. We want to go through and check all the wheel bearings, tighten some stuff up if we need to, see if there's any more maintenance that needs to be done. Been getting this code here on the tractor the last couple days. I think it's a turbocharger temperature sensor. So we'll probably try and change that before we get too far into it, and we'll see if it fixes it. Doesn't seem to be really causing any issues, but it's annoying. So, all right, let's get out of here. Well, we'll let Xander wash here for a while. On the list of things that need fixed, we're gonna add this cylinder on the packer. I noticed some oil splatter and spray on some stuff out here specifically. Out here. And started looking around, and the seal on the bottom of that cylinder right there is pushed out. So we're gonna have to pop that off of there at some point to figure out the best way to do that. It's just a snap ring there, so that one might not be too hard to get off actually. But we'll have to find a seal kit and all that first. So anyway, he's gonna work on this. I'm gonna go finish planting corn. All right, we are in our 8RX. Man, this is a sweet tractor. Just walking out here looking at him like, oh dang, that's a nice tractor. We need some corn. Our planter is basically empty. I had just a little bit in it when we finished the last field, and then our hunters were up wanting to plant a food plot, and they asked Dad if we had any corn they could have, and so he just took what was left in the planter and gave it to them. I'm like, okay. So, problem is, how many acres are we gonna plant? I don't know exactly. So we're gonna start with 4 bags. That'll do 10 acres. I'm confident we'll have that. And then we're gonna throw 2 more on the platform, because that would plant 15 acres and that would be the whole field, and we aren't going to do that. So, question is, do we need 5 or 4 or 6? And I don't know, but we're going to just take the whole planter right down to the seed warehouse, throw on 6 bags of corn, we'll see what we got, and we'll just use the 4 to start, and that way we don't have to have any extra. And I should have 0 or next to 0 corn on hand that we have to carry for next year. And I had carried over quite a bit last year because we didn't get it all used up in the paper bags and stuff. But yeah, I've used up all the extra plot seed, and all we'll have left is whatever we clean out of the planter when we're done. So it'll be very little. I suppose we do need a little bit of fertilizer too. I'll have to do some math, but we'll need 250. Yeah, we'll 10 times 11. No, wait a minute. That's only 1,100 gallons. Yeah, okay. Or 110 gallons. We might not need much. In fact, we may just take what we've got. We'll see what the tank says, but we'll make sure we've got enough fertilizer, or close to enough fertilizer. If we run a little short, that's okay. Well, I actually think we're pretty close. We've got 80-ish gallons of our pop-up, which is plenty. And then we're sitting just over 100 gallons of our in-furrow. We could use just a little bit more, or I'm sorry, not our in-furrow, our 2x2x2. We could use just a little bit more of that, because that'll plant not quite 10 acres. We're probably going to do 12. Do I really want to mess with putting 20 gallons in there, or do we just run it empty so we don't have as much to clean out? I think we just run it empty. In fact, we may be able to open some valves and let it suck out a pop-up tank and get a little extra of that out of there, which wouldn't hurt anything on 2 acres. So I don't think we're going to put any more fertilizer in. We just need some seed. So I have 4 bags here that is the same as the hybrid that I had in the planter. So I think we'll take that. And then I'm not sure. I can pretty much grab anything. We've got a whole bunch of this 103 day. We've only got a few bags of this 102. I could use up a couple of those. They're heavy. I don't know if I want them because they're heavy. There's some 101, there's some 97. It doesn't matter. All right, we got our 4 bags put in, 2 extra on the platform. I went with the 102 day just to try and use that one up. That's a discontinued number that they're not going to sell anymore, I don't think. So the less of it we return, the better. And we only had 5 bags I can use. I might not even use them. Might use one of them. Let's go finish planting corn. Let's see what we can get here. Soak it up. This is the last planting we get to do until next year, so better enjoy it while it lasts. Not pulling the tank gives me a little flexibility here, so we're just going to pull right up. I don't care if I field cultivate it or not. I couldn't get out of here with the field cultivator, but I can pull right up into here with the planter and still bail out of it, so we're going to do that. This is where, see, I hung the wing over with the field cultivator, so now I think I can go right up to the edge of what we field cultivate, and I'll just hang the wing of the planter out there. And yeah, that's too muddy. All right, we'll swerve around it. Xander's not going to be happy when he has to clean up the planter there with all that mud on it for me going through way too wet a ground. Oh hell, get everything you can. Well, we're doing pretty good here. We've already got 10.3 acres done. My front tank is empty. Ooh, that tank is almost empty. All right, we're just going to kill the in-furrow. Or not the in-furrow. Gosh dang it, I keep confusing them. We're going to kill the 2x2. We should have enough in-furrow to be real close to finishing. So, we need to shut this valve and this valve. And I'm pretty sure our seed tanks are empty. They didn't run out yet, but there can't be much in them. Yeah, that isn't going to be enough to finish what we've got, but I don't think we need 2 bags. So we're going to open this one and split it between the 2 hoppers, and we'll see how that comes out. This is a fun field because the section control, when it works perfect, you can see it right down the row. Seed volume low, got it. Tank volume low. I'm waiting for this pressure to drop so I can shut that off because I don't really want to get a bunch of air in that system. It's a real pain in the butt after you do. But it hasn't gone empty yet. And we don't have much left. We'll make that one. It just went. So we got that shut off. 11 or 12.11 acres of the in-furrow. We'll see where we end up with seed, but it ain't going to be 13, I don't think. That's it! Planted 12.4, so we were, let's see, 0.29 acres short on our in-furrow, which would be 0.29, that'd be like a gallon and a quarter. Close enough! Alright, well, we are done planting corn officially now. Let's take this back to the farm. I'm I should unhook it and get the anhydrous bar hooked up today. I don't know, we might mess with that, we might not. We'll see. Well, we did pretty good to get 12.4 out of the 15 I hear. So there's about 2.5 acres of stuff that's too wet to plant. Is what it is, no big deal. We're done, good enough. Okay, obviously we've got a bunch of cleanup to do on the corn planter here before we're ready to unhook it and put it away for the winter. However, we do need our tractor for side dressing, so we are going to unhook it after we're done with side dressing. We'll worry about getting that one cleaned up and put away. So I kind of backed it in the corner there where it is somewhat out of the way. We'll just unhook it there and then hook up to our anhydrous applicator. It's over there. Get our corn side dressed. Hopefully that's a quick process and it'll go fast. Given the current weather and where the growth stage of the corn is, once we get rolling, I imagine we'll be doing a lot in a hurry. We should knock out a couple 100 acres a day pretty easily, so it won't take long. And got some lunch. Xander's getting our field cultivator cleaned up. Got the packer done already, so that's good. Dad called me. He broke a bolt on the sprayer, same one we had broken earlier in the year. So I'll grab a couple of tools that might be helpful, and we're gonna go rescue him. I don't believe we have any bolts, so we're gonna have to go do a little searching. Some of the local places. It's about that size, but I don't think that one's long enough. Crap. Okay. Spraying one of the fields that we tiled last year, the tile line strike. Bouncing over them and it broke the bolt. That's just the nature of it, I guess. So we'll pick that up. He should have the fragment of the bolt, and we'll go see what we can find, how long a one we need to get, and get it fixed. Well, we got some bolts, bought 4 of them so that we have plenty of spares, so we'll sure never break it again. It's the one that holds this cylinder on, the fold cylinder. Right there. That bolt. Big old 1-inch bolt. So he's going to pull that boom back and we're going to get this in there. See anything? A little more. hang on, go wiggle it back and forth a little bit. Yeah, towards me, or push it back. We're right there. No. Hang on. I think it'll stay. I think it'll stay. Got it through the top and through the cylinder, but I can't get it through the bottom. He's going to play with the hydraulics, and we're going to tap that. Push it out. Come on. I don't know if we have an actual hammer, so I'm just using one of the other bolts. He hasn't done it yet. Gonna get this or no? I can't get that bolt in. I think our frame has opened up a little bit and the top and the bottom are not perfectly aligned like they were. And so now the bolt won't go all the way in, but I have turned it in with a wrench as far as it will go. Essentially the bottom is the nut now, and it's tight and it'll do what it needs to do. So he's either gonna break it or he's gonna finish what he's doing. Those are the options. I don't have a sledgehammer to pound it in. We probably ruined that $20 bolt, but so what, it's fine. So we got 4 of them. So I'm going home, we'll let him try and finish this up. Well, he's still moving. The boom's still straight, so that's a good sign. Well, where did we leave off on this one? Fixing the sprayer maybe? I don't know. It's been a while ago. Had a couple of baseball games tonight, so I've just got back from those. Yeah, it's been a really nice day. It's been warm, so let's see. Let's wrap this one up. Got the rest of the corn planted today. That's good. Tomorrow we'll try and get the corn planter unhooked, get the anhydrous applicator hooked back up, and at least get a tank. Maybe we'll get some tanks and get started and actually go tomorrow. Maybe we will just get everything pressure checked and see where we're at. I don't know how that's going to go yet. So we'll probably start with some of the stuff here close to home and then head down to the fields where Dad sprayed today that were the first fields we planted, just to make sure everything's working before we get super far away, right? So, yeah, we had a good day. Dad got a lot of spraying done. He's got one more load of corn to spray, and then he can clean the sprayer out tomorrow and he can spray the rest of the wheat. So he's good. They were calling for chances of rain overnight tonight. Doesn't really look like we're going to get any, and they sort of have been backing off on that, so I don't think that there's going to be any rain here tonight, but we wouldn't turn a little bit down. A little shot of rain would not hurt anything, especially given that there is no more rain in the forecast. Like our forecast 10-day is nothing but sunny and mid-70s for 10 days straight. Like it's gorgeous weather for being outside and doing stuff. By the end of this, yeah, we're going to be crying saying that it's too dry, but really we're in pretty good shape. Like, the ground was wet on top this morning because the moisture wicked up, so we're setting really good. Time to get some corn side dressed. A few other little odds and end projects that we're working on in the meantime. Xander's cleaning up some equipment. I want to get our grass seeded for our grass path back to the farm there. You know, things like that. I would love to keep working in my seed warehouse and get some of that ceiling finished up, but I don't know if that's going to happen in the near future. Hopefully sometime here in June. So hard to believe we're almost to June already. On another note, next week at some point, I don't know which day exactly, it's probably early in the week, you're going to see an ad, maybe over the weekend. It's going to be there's going to be an integration from an ad promo deal thing that I'm working out some details on. First time I've ever done one quite like this. I hope you don't, disown me and just stop following because I'm a sellout now. Company reached out to me with something that I think is actually kind of cool, helpful for what we're doing with the farm stuff. And so they're paying me good money to push it to you guys. So I'm getting way ahead of this. Just letting you guys know that is something that you're going to see. They're not going to happen often. I'm not going to have something in every video. But if somebody wants to pay me some money to do something like that, yeah, I'm not above that. Pool's getting closer. We finally got some pool salt. So we're getting that put in, trying to figure out exactly how much we need. You best be careful over there, Missy. I will. That's deep right there, and you can't swim. We got a little cleaning to do, but it's not bad. The water's clear at least. We just got to keep vacuuming, keep it, get it cleaned up, and we'll be all right. Thanks for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Come back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get some side dressing stuff done. I don't know. The videos are going to slow down a little bit. I guess when we're in the fields they won't be, but we're going to slow down just a little bit. But have a great night. See you guys tomorrow.